Hello, Keisha Johnson here. Thank you so much for catching the replay. If you can be so kind and type in hashtag replay so I will know that you are watching, and if you are tuning in to any of my videos or broadcasts for the very first time, type a number 1 in the comments so I can welcome you to the community. So I just finished a live. I just finished a live in my wellness community and decided to go ahead and pop on here on Facebook since I committed to showing up. I don't know what the schedule is or how often it will be, but to share our fear nots for the day, and then a couple of my favorite things as I'm walking through my wellness regimen. So fear not, what is that? What are the daily fear nots? I was sharing that this year, not that I don't battle with fear as much as I used to, but there are some areas where I'm just kind of, the Lord is working with me on that. And so I committed this year. Y'all type in 365 in the comments. You're only now waking up. Oh, well, good for you. You got some probably much needed rest. By this time of day, I feel like I've been up for about 10 hours. It's usually 5 hours by now. That's just so crazy to me anyway. Just committing, there are 365 verses on fear, like fear not, do not be afraid. And what that means is there's one for us to read every single day. And when I realized that one day by just Googling Bible verses on fear and saw that there were 365 of them, I was blown away. Number one, like, wow, God, thank you. He knew that we would battle with that and gave us a verse for every single day to read and to be able to meditate on. And so, hold on one second. I need to turn my text message off. I did not do that, and I need to do that. And so I want to share our fear not for today, our verse and our biblical truth for today, and then share a couple of my favorite things and walk through my wellness regimen. So I'm going to start with this simply because I just want to start with this. So one of my favorite things that will always be one of my favorite things that I feel like I will continue to share is the 1 Year Bible. And this one in particular, the publisher is Tyndale, and we are reading through the New Living Translation. So if you are not reading along with us, I want to encourage you to read along with us. And we are live every Monday through Friday at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on this page. I know you may be thinking 4:30 a.m. that's just insane. It feels that way sometimes, but that's just kind of what we do. And we are in our 4th year. And just know that if you do not feel called to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to read and study the Bible, the replay is always up. So I will link I will post the link to the 1 Year Bible so you can make sure that you have the correct one, and you're invited to read along with us. Or if you don't want to read along with us, I encourage you to read it yourself. And the reason why I love this Bible reading plan, good morning to all of you that are hopping on. The reason that I love this Bible reading plan is because it's simple and easy. I love the Bible. You just open it up to the day's reading and you read, and it has a portion of the Old Testament, New Testament, small portion of the Psalms, and usually a proverb or two of the day. And I absolutely love it because there are so many other Bible reading plans out there that probably are just as amazing. Good morning, Ayana. But I love that it's broken up and I don't get bored. Whenever I try to read through one book at a time, I personally, and I know some people may think you shouldn't get bored reading the Bible. I get bored. And so I love that it's the Old Testament, New Testament, Psalm, and Proverb. It's just a great mix of the word each day. And it only takes 20 minutes. Somebody type in the comments, hashtag 20 minutes. So that is my favorite thing, one of my favorite things for today. And I will share this link, and I will tell you, over the years, I don't know how many of y'all, I lost count. I wish there was some way that I had a link and could keep count of how many of you all that ordered your 1 Year Bibles, but it excites me. So with that being said, if you order your 1 Year Bible, send me a screenshot and message me and let me know. I love seeing y'all's pictures of the 1 Year Bible. I absolutely love it. And I'm still believing God that one day there is going to be a truckload of 1 Year Bibles from Tyndale showing up at my door where I can just hand them out, and everybody like Oprah, right? You get a Bible, you get a Bible, you get a Bible, everybody gets a Bible. I'm still believing that. So that's the 1 Year Bible. And then there are many of you that kind of ordered some of your, I've ordered a couple. I know, and then, so not only have you all been ordering them, I have ordered, I don't know how many, and sewed the One Year Bibles. And then there are many that follow along during Waking Early for His Glory. Okay, I guess it's this time. My diffuser did the same thing yesterday when I was on live. I guess it needs more water and this beeping noise. I'm like, what's that? And many of you have sewed One Year Bibles as well, and I'm just so grateful for that. So there's that. Our, if someone can type this in the comments for me, our verse of the day, our Fear Not verse of the day. And remember, there are 365 verses on Fear Not. It's coming from 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15 through 17. If someone can type that in the comments for me, 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 15, 16, and 17. So I'll read that in just a moment. But since we're on here, I am going to go through a few more of my favorite things, which are my wellness supplements, because number one, you all missed me going live. There were many reasons I stopped going live, and you all have been sharing with me how helpful it has been, especially to those of you that had just ordered yours, and it was just helpful with me showing up and walking you through the supplements. And so as I come on and share these things, you won't see everything all from one company. Some of the supplements I will have an affiliate link to share with you. Some of them, there are a few things that I still kind of get on Amazon simply because I just haven't found any place else that I liked. So the first thing that I want to share is the collagen, and I'm going to forever share this for as long as they make it. I have tried so many different types of collagen over the years. It helps with your skin's hydration, helps with fine lines and wrinkles. So it's good for skin health as well as joint health. And collagen is our body's, thanks for typing that in for me, I'm going to pin that. Collagen is our body's most dominant protein, and the older we get, our body slows down its collagen production, and so it's always good to supplement. And this is a high grade collagen. This is high grade. Somebody type that in the comments. And so I was thankful to have found this and upgrade. And I love liquid. Anytime I can find liquid anything, I'm always all for liquid. Good morning, Hattie. Good morning. I love liquid because it's a 98% absorption rate as opposed to the different powdered collagens that I've taken, and I notice results quicker. And then a lot of the ladies that are in my customer pod that use this collagen as well has noticed huge benefits in their joint health, where they used to have problems in their knees, walking up and down the stairs or bending down and then getting back up. And they've had some really, really great results. And so with this, if you a few of you ordered yours, if you get this, know that the instructions will tell you that you can take up 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, right? And when I first started, I was taking 1 tablespoon, and now I personally went up to 2 tablespoons. And okay, and if you want the collagen, type in hashtag collagen and I'll send you the link. And the reason I'll send a link is because we have 4 different formulations. The base is the same. It's all good for hair, skin, and nails, but there are some for those that are diabetic that can't have any carbs, although it's very little. There's one formulation if you're pregnant and can't have the ceramides in here, because there's ceramides. Is it ceramides or ceramides? I don't know. However you pronounce that, as well as hyaluronic acid. And some of the ladies, that are pregnant, you really can't have that. So that's why I like to send the link. So I'll make sure that I'm getting you the right one. And it's all natural. Anything that I share pretty much will be all natural. So I won't say that on every live. And so with this, people ask, what does it taste like? It tastes good. It has apple juice concentrate. It has pomegranate, and that's the aftertaste that I taste. It has strawberry fruit juice concentrate and a couple of other different fruit juices. So I think I taste the pomegranate. And so if you see my big tablespoon here, this is 2 tablespoons. And so if I wanted to just take 1 tablespoon, I would take half, but I just fill mine up like so. I don't know where I got that from, but don't they say that on the shows? I'll do it like so. And that's it. Have an appointment to get the infusion for COVID-19. Absolutely. I saw your comment yesterday. I think I saw it a little bit later than you commented, but definitely lifting you and your husband up in prayer, praying for a speedy recovery in Jesus' name. All right, so there's my collagen. I take this every day. I don't know if you can take too much collagen. I usually may, if I just pass by the bottle, see it in the afternoon, I'm like, I'll just take one more tablespoon. But I absolutely love this. It leaves your skin with a healthy glow. You'll notice your hair growing, your nails getting stronger, and again, really helpful with joint support. So if you want information on the collagen and this particular collagen, if you order for the first time, you get $10 off. All right, and so I'll talk about the liquid vitamins since a few of you ordered your liquid vitamins over the past few days, and then the probiotic. I'll talk about just a few more things. And so with the liquid vitamin, I've been taking this liquid vitamin since 2018. And I did switch for a good 4 months when I saw that this company had a liquid vitamin. It is a great vitamin, but it's just not equivalent to this as far as the amount of vitamins and nutrients in it. So I did switch back, and I don't think I'll ever switch again because I noticed the difference for me personally. So I was happy to say that I just switched back to this liquid vitamin. And you take 1 tablespoon a day, and the 1 tablespoon is equivalent to 10 salads. And I did take this already during Waking Early for His Glory. I'm pretty sure I did not forget, but you just take 1 tablespoon. And I'm going to share this for those of you that just ordered yours. This cap right here is 2 tablespoons. So if you see me personally, most of the time, you'll see me drinking this right out of the cap. And I've been doing that since 2018. Some people may think, ooh, out of the cap. I do that. You don't have to. I just do it just because. So you just take a half a cap full. There have been a few of you over the years that have said, Keisha, my vitamin does not last the whole month. And I'm like, well, how do you take it? Oh, I just fill up a cap full like you. That's why. The caps are 2 tablespoons. So if you drink it out of the cap, just 1 tablespoon, or make sure that you use the 1 tablespoon measure. And so again, literally, I love the energy that I get. It's just the best liquid vitamin that I found personally. And I've tried lots of liquid vitamins that don't taste as good. And I always say, when you find what works for you, don't stop doing what works for you. So I was glad to share that. And there are some of you that still order the other liquid vitamins, and that's okay. But I found with this, I don't have to supplement as much because I get everything that I need in here, with the exception of the B12. The B12 in here is only 18, and this is more. So I do supplement with a liquid B12. So that's the only thing that I supplement with this. All right, so if you want information on a vitamin, type in #vitamin, and I can send you the link for it. And the B12 I've been taking since 2019. And so this is a liquid B12. You can see it's almost gone. I have a few more bottles because I don't like to run out. And I take this in the morning at 5 o'clock. So in the 5 o'clock hour, I take my B12. And if you're on Waking Early for His Glory, you usually see me taking something. And I usually take it at about 5 because it gives me a boost of energy in the morning. And I like to make sure that I take this before my workout at 5:30. So you can take up to 2 droppers full. So on the days where I feel like I'm rested, I got enough rest, I'll take 1 dropper full like I did this morning. And then there are some days where I take 2. So I'll take a... All right. So what you do is, and I didn't do this with the collagen, but anytime you're taking anything liquid, you always want to make sure that you're holding it in your mouth under your tongue for at least 10 seconds. And I do that when I take the liquid B12 and the vitamins. But I don't do that. Okay. I won't say I won't do that when I take the collagen, but if you take 2 tablespoons, it's kind of hard to hold that much liquid under your tongue. So sometimes I'll take 1 tablespoon, hold it under my tongue for 10 seconds, then I'll take the 2nd tablespoon and hold it under my tongue. But today on the video, I took 2 tablespoons and I was not about to hold that under my tongue. and make a mess on Facebook Live. So you always want to make sure that you hold it under your tongue for 10 seconds, then swallow. All right, so let's see. Jessica says information on the vitamin, 1 Year Bible, and B12. Okay, I'll drop the link for that. And then if I missed any, I will come back. So what are some of my favorite things I shared today? The 1 Year Bible. Did I give you all the verse for today? I probably didn't yet. Let's do that next. So the liquid vitamin, the liquid collagen. Oh, and I will say, I told you all the story. It wasn't intentional. I do supplement with vitamin D. And vitamin D, there's just not enough of vitamin D in here, and so I do supplement with vitamin D. So let me say that again. I take the liquid multivitamin, I take vitamin D and vitamin B. And many of you may not have to supplement with that, but I do, because the vitamin B helps with energy, and because I wake up so early, I really need the boost of energy, and it's just something that I'm just my body's used to taking, and I never stopped taking the vitamin B. And then vitamin D, the reason why most have to supplement with this, and again, I'm not showing up trying to be like an expert. I don't know everything, but I'll tell you what I do know is what works for me. And with the vitamin D, due to the pandemic, right, so many people are working from home and not outside as much, and especially now, even with the spike in COVID, there was a time where we were going out a little bit more, and now I'm just like, you know what, I'm just staying in the house again for a while, and that's just what I'm doing, because that's just what I'm doing. And so normally we would get our vitamin D from the sun. You know, if we're outside in the sun a good 10 to 15 minutes, if you Google it, that's a good thing. But many of us are not even outside in the sun for that long, and you'll find yourself tired. This helps with your mood. You're more prone to anxiety, depression, and all of those different things. Not saying that this vitamin D is going to cure that. No vitamin D will, but when your vitamin D levels are low, you will notice that you're more prone to those things. And so for me personally, I know what I need to do for me, and I'm always taking vitamin D. And for a long time, I took vitamin D from the Vitamin Shop. But when this company, the same company that I get the collagen from, they just came out with vitamin D chewables, so I switched immediately. And so that's just what I do. And then the chewables are super small. They're so small, actually. They're very, very small. So hold on. And I didn't take my chewables, so I'm going to take these. And it doesn't really matter what time of day that you take these. Angela, B12, vitamin D are needed by all. It is. But what I was saying, sometimes with the vitamins, what I was saying was, I didn't say it wasn't needed. Let me be clear. There is some vitamin B and vitamin D in here, but I supplement with a little bit more. All right. And there are some that just take this that don't supplement. So that's what I meant to say. All right. And so here's the vitamin D, and I just take 2 of these tiny little baby chewables. And it has like a citrusy aftertaste. It doesn't taste bad at all. So anytime I can find liquid or chewables over tablets, I'm all for it. Okay, awesome. I was like, did I say that? I very well could have said, everybody doesn't need it. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. And I'll say for years, I was just I didn't supplement. Like I said, I didn't start supplementing with vitamin D until 2019, but I've been taking the multivitamin since 2018. The vitamin D, it's 1,000. I think you had asked that. It's 1,000. All right. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure it is. That's what it says on here, and I posted it in the group. Was it you that asked? I wasn't sure who asked. So I'll share the link. And if you're already in my customer pod, you can log in and either see all of the information on what I shared from Modere. If you're already in my customer pod, it will all show up. You'll be able to go in and take a look. And if you are not, I can send you the link. All right. And so let me share. So I shared, let me make sure what I did. I did the 1 Year Bible. I shared the liquid collagen, the vitamin. Yes, because I do not like taking my vitamins. They are so big. Yes. And for a long time, until I found these in 2018, I was taking Garden of Life. I like the Garden of Life brand, although they Nesquik, I think, brought them out. There was another company that brought them out, so they changed the formulation for a lot of things. And before I was taking this vitamin B, I was using their vitamin B, and it's a spray, but they're changing a whole lot, you know, when a company buys out another company. And I was taking their tablets, and the tablets are really big. And I stuck to tablets because I couldn't find a liquid vitamin that tasted good. And when I tell you all, I have tasted some liquid vitamins that are just not good. I used to try to force the kids, especially AJ, the youngest one, to take the liquid vitamins that are just not good, and no one complains about these. I haven't even had any of you all on here that order this that complain about it. It's like an orange aftertaste, so it doesn't taste bad. All right. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to share is the probiotic. Y'all type in everyone should be taking a probiotic as well. So again, anytime I can find liquid chewables, or what would you call these, powdered form, I try to do, as opposed to the tablets. Yeah. And they are big. They're doable where you can swallow them, but they are a little big. The organic is big. But the regular capsules are not as big, but I just prefer liquid, not only because I don't have to take tablets, but liquids also, we need to know, is a higher absorption rate. And so now with the probiotic, if you have problems with like gas, I feel like I'm doing a commercial. This is so strange. And that's another reason why I kind of stopped showing up and doing this, because it's kind of like feeling a little uncomfortable, but you all said that it's helpful. So if I can be helpful, here I am. So if you have your probiotic in hand, go ahead and grab yours. And if you are dealing with any kind of gas, this is so strange. I'm telling y'all, this is not easy to be doing this. It's really not. If you have problems with like gas, bloating, your skin breaking out, just having digestive problems, like for me, anytime I would eat things like tomato based, like spaghetti, chili, ice cream, like different dairy products, I have problem with my stomach just feeling gassy and bloated and just not feeling good. And it seemed like it's more so the older that I get, right? And so I take this probiotic is like a pixie stick. Hold on, it didn't all come out. And why am I dancing? Because a couple of times, I tell you all, it's not easy doing this. There have been a few times where I threw it too far in my throat and literally choked on Facebook Live, but I didn't do that today. So make sure you don't just throw your head back like I've done a couple of times. You kind of just put it on the edge of your tongue and you just swallow. And it tastes really good. It tastes like candy to me. So here's a probiotic. Yeah, that's what it tastes like, the little pixie stick, like when we were little kids. So this is the probiotic. So if you want information on a probiotic, message me and I'll send you information. So and another reason why I'm sending a link, because everything that I share is not a $10 off code, but some of the things that I do. So like the probiotic, there'll be a $10 off code for your first order. The vitamin D, there is a $10 off code for your first order, and then as well as the liquid collagen. So when I message you the link, I will let you know whether there is a $10 off code using my link or if there is not. All right. And so that's all I'm going to share today. And another thing that I will do differently, last time when I showed up, I kind of shared my whole regimen for the day, right? I have, I'm doing great. I have my morning routine, my morning regimen, and then like in the afternoon, I make sure that I drink my fiber, and then in the evening, there are some things that I do. And what I found that was happening before, I was sharing everything and it was overwhelming, and some people were just confused, like that's just too much, I can't even. And so as I show up, I'll just kind of share bits and pieces of things and not so much at one time. So that's what I do in the morning. I make sure I take my collagen, to run through it again, my liquid vitamin, my vitamin D, my vitamin B, and my probiotic. All right. And then there are kind of other things that I do throughout the day just to kind of keep my energy levels up and things like that. And I want to be clear also that it's good to supplement, but of course we want to make sure that we're getting our vitamins and nutrients first and foremost from our food. But the reason I choose to supplement is because I personally believe that the way that food is now, we won't get everything that we need from our food. So I'm not saying to do all this supplementing and not focus on, fueling your body properly. That's not what this is. But we'll never get everything that we need from our food, especially not with the way food is today. So I know how my body feels when I take my supplements, and then I know how I feel when I do not take my supplements. And that's just kind of what works for me. So let me share our fear not verse of the day, and then our biblical truth for today. And I'm not sure how often I'll show up and do these lives. I don't even want to put a schedule out there and then not be able to stick to it. But, as I feel led to show up, hopefully a couple of days a week, I will. So our verse for today is 2 Kings 6 verses 5 through 17. And I never read off my iPad, but I'm doing this today because I didn't print it off. It says, when the servant of the man of God got up early the next morning and went outside, there were troops, horses, and chariots everywhere. "Oh, sir, what will we do now?" the young man cried to Elisha. "Don't be afraid." Y'all type that in the comments. Don't be afraid, Elisha told him, "for there are more on our side than on theirs." Then Elisha prayed, "Oh Lord, open his eyes and let him see." The Lord opened the young man's eyes, and when he looked up, he saw that the hillside around Elisha was filled with horses and chariots of fire. And again, that was 2 Kings 6 verses 15 through 17. That was our fear not verse for today. And the biblical truth that was pulled from this verse is, hey Karen, you have been watching some replays. I've gotten all your notifications. I said, oh, she's catching up. Our biblical truth is, do not make things out to be worse than they are. Turn to God so that our eyes are open to see things as they really are. God is larger than anything. And just like the live that I just did in our wellness community, I said what it is that we focus on, we magnify, right? So whatever that giant is in your life, choose to not focus on that, but focus on God. And just remembering that God is larger than anything, and we do not need to be afraid. So that was our fear not verse for today, and I'll be meditating on this particular verse throughout the day. Like I shared at the beginning of this broadcast, there was a time where I was like, the spirit was gripped, right, by the spirit of fear, and that spirit paralyzes you, right? It really does. And I thank God that I feel like I've been delivered from that spirit of fear, but there are times where I'm still like fearful to do things, and it paralyzes you and stops you from moving forward. So I said this year, with there being 365 verses on fear nots, which I'm so thankful. I'm like, God knew 365 days. Let me give them a verse for every single day to meditate on, right? In order for us to push past our fear and not be afraid. Is that not amazing or what? I mean, and I know that might seem small to some, but when I realized that there were 365 of them, that blessed my soul. I was like, well, thank you, God, a verse for every day. But anyway, so that's our verse for today. And I think that's it. I'll come back through the comments, and here's the thing. I know that you commented, but if you want a response from me quicker, feel free to message me what you want the links to, and I'll send you the links. If not, I'll have to kind of scroll back through the comments, which I don't mind doing, but it takes me longer to scroll back through the comments. All right, so if you have not yet, make sure you order your 1-year Bible, and that you join us Monday through Friday at 4:30. I'm just so excited for year 4 to be doing this again with you all. I know so many lives have been changed, like transformed for the better, as we've been spending time reading through the 1-year Bible together. Hi, Cynthia. Hey, Tracy. Yes, do not be afraid. So that was 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15 through 17. All right, and then the other thing that I still drink is my detox tea. and I drink 2 8-ounce bottles a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. There was a period of maybe 4 months that I stopped drinking my detox tea, which I've been drinking since 2018. And I noticed the change in my skin a little bit. Well, not a little bit. It was a lot to me. And I went back to making sure that I drink my tea. I always say we should all be detoxing if we are eating food, if we are breathing air, if we are drinking water. We need to make sure we're detoxing. And so a lot of times people are just tired, fatigued, skin breaking out, and different issues that simply detoxing can help. So I drink that every single day, twice a day, one in the morning, one of these in the morning, one in the evening. And I used to drink them in a 16-ounce cup, but I found these little bottles on Amazon. I thought they were super cute. And when I brew my detox tea on Sundays, I pour them out in the little bottles, and they're in my fridge, so I can just grab one and go. I don't know. I just thought it was cute. Tracy said, I'm the same way. I have to get rid of my fear. Yes. And the way to do that is us fully and completely, number one, putting our trust in God and going to the Word. Anytime we are sick or struggling in any area, just like in our bodies, like, right, we go to the doctor for medication. The Word of God is our medicine, right? So if you are battling fear, struggling with fear, these fear not verses. Oh, praise God for alarms. Well, praise the Lord. I almost forgot to, okay. So we want to make so these fear not verses will help. And you can do the same thing that I did, Tracy. Go to Google and type in Bible verses on fear and find a couple of those. And I don't have my index cards, but write one out on an index card. And even as I show up and give you these verses, you can write them out on index cards and meditate on them. Right? Not only meditate on them, but also the biblical truths that were pulled from the verses. And so that's really what helped me, just going to the Word and seeing what the Word said concerning. I did not turn off all these notifications. I should have before I came on live. All right, so let's see. We've been on here 30 minutes. I'm gonna hop off. Yesterday we were on live for an hour. And I don't want to be on live for an hour when I do come on, because that's one thing I want to make sure these lives don't get too long when I come on. All right, yes, find a verse or two that really speaks to you regarding fear and meditate on it. Listen, day and night, night and day. I would record myself. When I found the 365 verses on fear, I copied and pasted it into a document, and I would I voice recorded myself in my phone reading those verses out loud, and I would listen to that, read them out loud, just yes. All right, so I'm gonna hop off of here. I shared this morning on Waking Early for His Glory, I have a little cold, and it is a cold. And so my voice has been trying to go out today with all this talking. I talked all during Waking Early for His Glory. Then I went live in the private wellness group for 30 minutes, and then I came right on here after. But I think this is the most talking I have to do, besides the few phone calls that I have today that are scheduled. So I need to rest my voice. All right, so let's see. Any other comments, questions, or concerns about anything that I shared? If you have a question about the liquid vitamins, go ahead and comment, and I'll stay on and answer any questions about the vitamin D that I shared, any specific questions about the collagen, any specific questions about the probiotic. And I think that's all I shared, right? Or any specific questions about the detox tea. Let me know. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to kind of mention, and I should have did this at the beginning of the broadcast. So in 2022, we'll just have conversations, right? And why do I say that? Because we teach people how to treat us, and that's just the truth, right? We teach people how to treat us. So with that being said, let's just talk about this. There are many times where even over the years, I'm not just talking about right now, just over the years, and I don't think I've ever talked about this on live. So if ever and this is not only with me, like if you reach out to someone and they send you samples. And so what I'm finding is, when I send samples out, like whether it's like samples of my probiotic, whether it's samples of you know, the liquid vitamin, just whatever samples I send out. A lot of times, two things: they don't tell me that they got the samples, and then yeah, they just don't let me know that they got the samples. And I don't know, I think the kind thing to do is just to kind of reach out to the person and say, hey, I received it. So I try to do really well with following up, but sometimes I send out so many, I just can't, you know, contact everyone saying, hey, did you get it? I usually try. So like many of you may be on here and I sent you one, I'm like, hey, did you get it? You know, so just whenever you request a sample, and I say that because I don't know how everyone else does what they do, but for me, what I do, I not only do I pay for like the samples of things, because they're my actual products that I send you all, you know, I've been paying for the shipping as well. So if I sent you a sample, you know, even let's just start from this week, or say for example, I did a giveaway for like a whole bottle of collagen, and sometimes I do giveaways and people know what, they won't come back and say, hey, I received it, thank you. So just be nice and just be kind and say, hey, I received it, you know, just to let me know. So can we do that going forward? It's nice to acknowledge, yes. So let's just do that going forward. And why am I talking about this? Because, you know, we teach people how to treat us. And I find that sometimes if the conversations feel uncomfortable having, you know, how we don't say anything and then we're left feeling some kind of way about it. And so we're not going to do that in 2022. When I say we, I'm talking about all of us. You know, if there are things that people are doing that are hurting your feelings, that you feel like you don't like, or that you feel is not kind, it's okay to just talk about it. So although that was uncomfortable saying that, I just wanted to say, you know, let's just be kind and be nice. And if a gift is sent or if a sample is sent and you paid absolutely nothing, just get back to the person and say, hey, I received it, thank you so much. You know, that's just respect and being kind and a nice thing to do. So there's that, because I almost said, I'm just not sending it, you know, and I can't be like that, right? I can't. I almost said, I'm not, and if I show you all, I can't be over here saying, I'm not sending any more samples of anything, because I buy so much and I keep them on hand just to kind of, and that's not for everybody. And then another thing, let's just talk about it. When you message someone, just say hi, not gimme. And sometimes it's gimme, Gimme, you know, or sometimes they say give me, or can you send me? Say hi first, right? And then let the person know what it is that you want. Don't gimme, we're not gonna, I am no longer responding to messages that start with gimme, Gimme, all right? I'm not, all right? And why are we talking about this? Because we teach people how to treat us. And I hope that this is being an example to any of you that are on here that have been kind of tolerating things that just didn't make you feel good. All right. So just say hi first. And many of you that are on here that I see you commenting, you do, but that there are many that do not. So I just said, you know what? I'm no longer responding to messages, to people asking for things and not greeting me and saying hello. Or if I see Gimme, I'm not even going to read the rest of the message. And that's just what I had to do, you know, for my own mental health, my own mental wellness. All right. So I love you all, you know, and I know I'm such a giver. And that's the thing, you know, I give. And then when we're not going to go down that road. But that's just, yeah. All right. And so how had you said it? Hi, I need samples, please. You know, just kind of do that. And if I have some to give, I will. And another thing, you know, I kind of, you know, I'm not always sending out samples and paying for shipping for free. I don't, but there are times where I feel led to do that. And I almost completely stopped doing it because people just were not kind. And that's just not nice. And when I found myself in my heart saying, I'm not, and I'm like, hold on, slow down, Keisha, let's talk through this and figure out why you're feeling this way, right? All right, so I'm so glad that we were able to talk about this, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. No one will walk away offended, right? Because we're leaving offense, that spirit of offense. We left that back in 2021. We're not no offense. We're not none of that, right? So I love you all, and I'll come back through the comments. And again, if you want a response quicker, just message me. But I will take the time to scroll back through the comments. Yes, it could, because like for example, when I sent the free bottle of the whole bottle of collagen, so not only did I pay for the whole bottle of collagen, this was $8 to ship. So when I'm shipping this stuff, it's not cheap. It's not. It adds up. So all of the packages that I sent yesterday with the samples and the shipping, it was maybe about $20, but then I pay for the samples too. So all I expect to ask in return is just say, hey, I received it. Thank you. That's it. Right. All right. So I wanted to talk about that today, and we're done. That's it. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate you all so much for being here. And hey, let me just say this. Nothing that I said was to offend anybody here, but this is what we will do, right? If you're on here and if you feel like I'm talking about you, if you are offended feeling like I'm talking about you, message me so we can have a conversation, because that's another thing we need to get better at doing. If someone says something to offend you, talk to them about it, have a conversation, right? And we just need to get better at that. And that's something that I begin practicing. When something doesn't feel good to me, like that's why we're having this conversation, because I was feeling offended, right? And so we're just having a conversation. And why am I doing this live? It's just because it's just the Lord released me to do it live. But let's just talk about it. Go to the person, say, hey, you said this, it didn't make me feel good. Can you kind of explain what you meant by this? Talk about it. Let's have a conversation, right? Let's just do better this year with that. All right. And the reason why I shared that is just something that I'm learning to do. Tiffany, can I ask anyone in here what Bible y'all use for your children to understand more? And hold on. Uh-oh, I almost dropped y'all. Hold on. Okay, so there was one that I could not find, but you can see this one has been used and abused. But this was one that I found many, many, many years ago when they were little, and it's the Day by Day Kids Bible. And it says, read the Bible in 1 year in 7 minutes a day. And it's so simple, easy to read, and it has large print. Oh, I don't know what that note was. How funny. How funny. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. So I know this is so funny. So on my Bibles, I always take a pen and do like a little heart, right? And so for the first time, I picked this Bible up and I'm like, that looks like a little heart. And it says Zariah Johnson. I need to show her this. And so I guess because she's, they see me doing that, I was like, oh, look at that. That looks like a little red heart. So anyway, I just saw that. And so this one I absolutely love. And then from that one, this was the second one, a children's Bible. And then this one right here. So we kind of started with that, then this one, then this one. All right, so. Okay, message me. I think I have a package for you yesterday, Melinda, and I didn't get a message from you. So yours is still over there on the counter. I think it was when I said I was going to send the 1 pack of. All right, let me go. I have to get that phone call. I have to go, but I'll come back through the comments and check any questions, but I have to get that phone call. All right, bye, y'all.